Hi. Okay, so on New Year's Day, what do you do? What do you do? What are we going to do to create health this year? And it all starts with letting go of sickness. And you're saying, that's what I'm trying to do, right? So, how do you let go of your sickness, your illness, your symptoms, all the pain, the suffering, the whatever it is, whatever symptoms you have, how do you let them go? And it all comes down to not identifying with them. So we have to first let them go so that we may create and we may have health. So if we're holding something really tight in our hands, we can't make room for something new. We're holding sickness. We're looking at sickness. We're looking at our symptoms every day. We're internally focused on them. We're identifying with them. We're holding on to the story of them. We're holding on to the memories of them, the story, everything about them. We're holding on to this identity around these symptoms, which is that we're sick. We have a chronic illness. We're sick. We have pain. We can't do something because of this, that, and the other. It leads to this whole spiral of stories when in reality, what we need to do is detach from the symptoms, from the illness. But we're so busy trying to control the outcome. We're so busy trying to make them go away that we're actually turning and facing them every single day. It's like us against the symptoms, us against the symptoms. We see them, we feel them. We're trying to make them go away. We're desperate to push them away, right? And so our focus stays here. It stays on the symptoms, or feeling them, allowing them, just knowing their history, how they got here, how can we stop them? Like we're focused on these symptoms. And what's over here is health and the life that we want, right? How would we feel? What we want to do is we want to turn our attention and our focus away from the symptoms, away from the illness, and turn our head and look over here to health. This is health. This is the life. If we had no symptoms, if we weren't focused all day long on this, we would still be us. We would still be the same person, but the symptoms, the focus of the illness would not be there. And instead, something else would be there. Maybe joy, peace, comfort, happiness. Maybe we'd have a life. We'd have all these other things, the experiences and things that we want to do without the symptoms. But because we're so riveted on them day in and day out, we can't turn our attention over here, which is really what this practice of letting go is going to be about this year. It's about we truly have to let go. We truly have to surrender. So what does that mean? This is hard. This has always been hard for me from the beginning because you feel like, no, letting go is giving up. Accepting is giving up. But it's not. It's not giving up. The very reason that your illness exists at all, or any thought exists in the universe at all, whether it be a thought, a negative thought, a story, a symptom, an illness, anything, is because it has been consciously created through thought and attention. So the more focus and attention we give our illness, the more, even if we're trying to stop it, the more attention around it grows, the more the relationship to this illness grows, to the symptoms grow. So the very reason that it exists at all is from attention and focus, right? So if we take our attention away, it might still be here. It's trying to bring us back. It's trying to, look at me, I'm this, you need this, you want to cry, you want to talk about it, you want to scream, you want to focus on it, you want to feel hopeless, you want it to pull you down, you want to use it as an excuse, you want to cry, you want to feel like it's not fair, you want to tell your story, you want to whatever, right? It's calling you back, it's calling you. And the only way that we can keep our attention over here, which is where we want to be, this is where we're getting. It's like the end. The end goal over here is us, healthy, healed, vibrant, happy. We don't no longer are in this symptoms over here. We're up here. We're healthy. We're healed. We're whole. We're having the experience in life without all of that. The first thing we need to do is stop giving it our focus. The only reason it can even exist is because of our mind, is because it is a thought, because it is real, only because we have given it focus, attention, or any kind of life force at all to exist. So what we really need to do is give it absolutely zero life focus, zero life energy, zero thoughts, zero attention, zero focus, zero anything, and it would be gone. It wouldn't exist, right? Suffering, pain, the symptoms, the way you feel only exists in your mind. So the only place that we truly have, sure, we can help it along with diet, we can help it along with good lifestyle, we can help it along with going to bed early, we can help it along with all these physical things that we know help the human body. But the only way to eliminate the illness, the sickness, the suffering, the pain, is to take our attention off of it, turn our head, only looking over here, only looking over here, never looking over here, never. We only look over here, and eventually it's just gone. It's just gone because we never turn back. We never look back again. But it's when we keep going, we look, then we turn back. We look forward again. We're trying to focus on health. We look back. It pulls us back. We look back. It's only when we stop looking, it's only when we stop turning our head that eventually it just goes. Because the attention, the focus, everything that we've ever given it life is gone. And therefore, so the only way that you can actually, and I'm not saying to endure, to turn, to look at this all the while knowing that you're just enduring, but your focus is still back here. You're looking this way, but your focus is still back here. I mean, your focus has to be truly, truly this way. So how can we do that? How can we do that when it's nearly impossible with all our symptoms? That is what we're going to work on this year. But the first step is knowing and believing and trusting that in order to get to be healed, to have health, to be fully healed, we first need to let go completely of sickness, of illness. We need to let go of it. And so that is the main focus. That is going to be the main focus going forward, is letting go. How do we let go of that illness? How can we turn our attention? But the first step right here, right now, is acknowledging that that is what you need to do. Because every time you look back, every time you acknowledge it, every time you let that story grow, we are causing it. We're growing it into existence more and more and more. And that's not what we want to do. So we don't fight against it. We don't turn away from it all the while knowing that it's there and we're fighting with ourselves to not look. No, we have to sit in full acceptance. Yes, those symptoms are there. Yes, I feel them. But we detach from them. We detach from the symptoms. We detach from the fact that it causes us suffering, the fact that it's not fair, the fact that it causes pain, the fact that it's ruining our life, the fact that it's making us have a bad day. We detach from the emotion and the story of the actual symptom, and we allow the symptom to just be. We let it be. We let go by letting it be. We let it be there, and we don't attach any meaning to it. We don't attach any significance or any good or bad. We just continue to live our life in the direction that we want to go. We continue to live our life and create the life that we want and focus our attention where we want it. And we just let this be. We let it be for now. We let it be. And we place our attention elsewhere. We place our significance elsewhere, the meaning elsewhere. We place our intention and our desires and what we want and what we choose to look at and what we choose to go towards. We place that elsewhere. And I know this can be challenging, especially when your symptoms are all consuming. It seems nearly impossible to be able to let go. And I get it. It hurts. It's hard. But as soon as we allow ourselves to be like, it hurts, it's hard, it's not fair, and we start to let it pull us down, we start to let ourselves feel those emotions rising, we start to identify with the story, we start to live in this land of illness. It doesn't change the fact that the symptoms are there. The symptoms are the same have you ever had the symptoms, but you had to go through with a day and you got involved with the day and you had to do something and you got involved with it and suddenly realized your symptoms weren't that bad anymore. Our attention was somewhere else. But have you ever allowed yourself to focus on the symptoms, try to get rid of them, fight with them, identify with them, suffer with them, and your whole day is just in tears, immobilized, just debilitated? It's like the difference of the symptom is the symptom is the symptom. We can't change that. We have to accept it. We have to let it be. And you're saying, but I don't want to. And as soon as you say, I don't want to, you're in resistance. You're in resistance to letting it go. And that's where we need to start. We need to get out of resistance. It's there. It's here. It is here. Accept it, but don't turn to it. Accept it. Let it be. Let it be what it is, but don't give it attachment, don't give it meaning, don't give it a story, don't give it identification, don't give it attention, don't give it comfort, don't give it care, don't give it, just notice it. Let it be there in your life. It is there. There's nothing you can do to change it. One way or the other, right now, it's there. Let it be there and continue to live the life that you need to go towards, and it will come and go. It will ebb and flow. But our focus will stay here, and we're going to stay here in this new year. We're going to go towards what we want. We're going to be healed. We're going to look at healing. We're going to look at our life, what it looks like when we're healed and whole. And even though we feel it, even though it's trying to get our attention, we're just going to say, we see you. I see you. I hear you. You're there. I accept you. I acknowledge you. But I don't identify with you anymore. I'm not giving you any power. I'm not giving you any of my life force. My life force belongs over here now. And so with this, I wish you a happy new year. And as long as you do one thing today, which is just notice, accept, and choose. Choose to know that your mind is the most powerful thing. And when it really comes down to it, we can do and we should do all the things that we can do to help ourselves heal. But the most important thing is our attention, our focus, our mind, and where we're putting our energy and, what we want to grow and what we want to die. And that happens in our mind. So I wish you a happy new year. I hope this has been helpful, and hopefully we will make a lot of headway as we move forward on this topic this year. Letting go is going to be one of the topics that we talk about in depth, and also creating and manifesting our health and how we do that. So, happy new year.